Dear traders, hello to everyone. Right now, I want to make some money before the weekend to have a trading session. But let me tell you right away, join our live streams from Monday to Friday in the morning Moscow time. I try to host live streams where everything happens in real time. We analyze, we trade. Today, for example, we had a live stream. In the morning, we made 4 clear wins together, a fantastic result, and that's where we wrapped up. So, to get notifications, join our Telegram channel. The link will be in the description of my video or in the profile header and so on. There are also educational videos there. Let's get started. Today and right now, I'm going to trade, and as usual, I'll be using my bot, which shows and suggests to me where the chart is likely to go, and I follow its guidance. It's an extremely simple trading strategy. I've been testing it for quite a while, and it's been performing pretty well, giving us good results. Now I'm choosing a currency pair, for example, the Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. We click start on the bot and select this currency pair. The time frame is M1, meaning the algorithm is as simple as possible. We've chosen the currency pair. The main thing is that the payout percentage is at least 70. The main thing is that there are no sharp impulses. So look, the currency pair is Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. It's calm as much as possible. Before this, I had a currency pair with a strong downward movement or a strong upward movement where the chart moves more sharply with these wicks. Be careful with such currency pairs like the Canadian dollar and Japanese yen. Now let's look at the indicators here. There's a signal to go up. I'll explain now how I saw it. The main thing for me is to enter immediately, so I opened a 3-minute upward trade for $100. If the trade goes through cleanly, we'll get $82 profit. Alright, let's go. So the first step is to spot the currency pair. The second step is to use the bot and make a request. And what do we see here? The first indicator is the most important, the future. The movement of the chart shows that it's going to rise. We can see this factor. Here it is, an upward movement. That's the first signal for an upward trend. The second signal, it's 58% up, 42% down, meaning the majority is leaning toward the next upward move. The indicator suggests that the movement will go up. We follow the majority, 2 signals pointing in the direction of an upward trend. We have a lower level, here it is, and an upper level is shown as well. Which one will the chart move toward, the lower or the upper? We determine this based on these 2 indicators, because the chart always moves from level to level, from one level to another, and so on. Always. Let's continue to monitor this forecast. I have 1 minute and 54 seconds left. Look, today during the live broadcast, we took 4 clear wins. It was a favorable trading session, but sometimes there are difficult trading sessions. That's why I do live streams and make videos. That's something I do. And using my system, I show how to handle such situations, how to come out ahead, how to recover what was lost, and even end up with a profit. So look, I'm happy to share useful tips, tricks, and my experience. It would be great if you could learn from me and take away a lot of valuable things. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. If suddenly this trade starts going into the negative, according to my system, I multiply the original trade amount by 2.5. So instead of $100, it's $250. And I will look for another currency pair. And with the other currency pair, I will use the same algorithm to ask the bot. Get the signal and enter the trade. Why can it happen that the chart, for example, doesn't go up, goes up just a little and then pulls back? This button right here, it shows you the news that is available. When there are less than 20 minutes left before the news, it's dangerous to trade. Such disruptions can happen. Right now we're in the negative. I think it's because a lot of news is about to be released at the same time in 2 minutes. So now there are 30 seconds left. If we don't manage to close this trade in profit, we'll switch to another currency pair. And with the other currency pair, we'll use the same algorithm, do the same analysis, and also use the bot. Here, it's most likely a loss. Why can't we stay with this currency pair? If the currency pair is currently affected by the news background, meaning it's very sensitive to it, then it's better not to open trades on it. Alright, I'm locking in a $100 loss, okay? I'm switching to another currency pair. There was also a strong movement here. Euro-Japanese yen. Let's see what the bot says. Sometimes the bot predicts what's going to happen. It signals a continuation of the movement, gives an upward signal, up correction, I expect an upward movement. That could happen, it's possible. So let's wait for the bot's response. Here it gives a screenshot, a little picture. What do we see here? We see a small correction downward. There it is. I'm opening an upward position. Let's switch to the bot. Look what we have here. It's not quite the right currency pair. Here it is, Euro-Japanese yen. Here we have a slight downward movement and then an upward movement. And according to this indicator, there's also an upward signal at 54%. We opened an upward position just as we waited for the correction and opened upwards. Let's monitor it. 2 minutes and 34 seconds left, and look, before the news release, all of them were exceeding. Now we'll see how the chart will be affected a bit, meaning there will be a sharp impulse either up or down. Not for all currency pairs, but for most of them we might be able to monitor. Now we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left. The cat is meowing, not letting me trade normally and calmly. With this trade, we'll make a net profit of $200. So those $100 that didn't go through are subtracted from these $200. Will be $100 in profit. Keep that in mind. This is my trading system. You can use it for yourself as well. We monitor the trades. That's how I work. And that's how we work together during live streams. That's how it is. And with this trade, out of 2 trades, we'll make $100. But that could happen. If I only showed profitable trades, that would be wrong. To say that moments like these are impossible is not true. Always check this tab, especially if you're a beginner, and I recommend not trading when news is being released. Let's take a look at the news. There were a lot of news events today. If you have, say, 20 seconds, if you have a situation like this, it can happen. Now you know how to act in such situations. The market will close soon. What time is it in Moscow now? 22:31. So I'll trade a bit more, edit the video, and quickly upload it for you. That's it, profit, made $100. Excellent. Let's move on to the next currency pair and see what else we've got there. You see there's a strong upward movement. It's better to avoid currency pairs that are highly influenced by news events. Another strong movement, this is what we just discussed. And actually there aren't that many currency pairs. Here's another tip. If you see that you don't have any currency pairs or suitable trades, don't just open trades anywhere or anyhow. Euro British pound, let's take a look. What bothers me there is that there are a lot of candle wicks. I'll show them to you now. Here they are, see the wick. Wick, the chart was jerking around like this. Let's take a look now. Maybe there will be a really good signal from the bot and we'll open this trade and make money on it. A signal to go down. Here it was 50-50 today on the stream. In such cases I go down, but usually I try, and you are witnesses to this. I try to make sure that one indicator, for example, shows down and the second indicator also shows down. Only then do I enter. If one shows up and the other down, I try not to take the trade. Yesterday during the live stream, we had a 50-50 situation like this. I entered only based on the future movement, took the charts, and now I also wanted to check this. In theory, the chart might go down according to the future movement, because in terms of volume, there's emptiness here. There's no resistance. There was resistance here, and now the chart is about to overcome this resistance and move into empty space. That is, there are no levels here that would cause a pullback or somehow act as an obstacle. That's why I entered here solely based on the future movement indicator. We'll test this theory when for the first year it shows us 50-50 whether it's worth entering based on the future movement of the chart. Let's keep monitoring it. Probably if this trade closes in profit, then I'll make this trading session. The last one, the final one. Maybe I'll record another video so you'll have something to watch on Sunday. And that's how it is. If of course it goes into a loss, I'll take out insurance. But keep in mind the news has just come out. Of course, right now the market will be extremely volatile. A lot of them just came out, and they also came out for the dollar. So when news is released, this kind of thing happens all the time. Keep that in mind. I have to warn you about this, so you're definitely aware. Because many people don't give this warning. And in these situations, no one knows how to work or how to behave. That's very bad. So we've predicted a downward movement. We're expecting a downward movement. We have 1 minute left. Do you know why? Why do I use a 3-minute trade duration? Because sometimes we predict a downward movement, but for the first minute, the second minute, the chart still makes a correction, and only in the third minute does it move downward. So 2 minutes is too little, 1 minute is too little, 4 or 5 minutes is too much. 3 minutes is kind of the golden mean. Perfect. But let's not relax, let's keep monitoring the trade. There were times about 40 seconds left when I was just starting out in trading. I would watch and analyze like this, monitor the trades, watch and think, well, that's it, I've made money, great. Then, in the last 10 seconds, suddenly, my trade would go into profit, or very much into the negative. It's really frustrating, so it's better not to celebrate too early. So let's keep monitoring. Now, in these last 10 seconds, there's a correction happening. If it ends up negative, but it was a disappointing loss. But what can you do? And in the last seconds, maybe there will be a refund through a draw. Yes, a refund is better than a loss. Then let's analyze one more currency pair, maybe the last one for this session, possibly, so that it will be the last one. Let's pick USD CAD on the M1 time frame. We're waiting for the bot's response. Let's see what it says, and as soon as we get the answer from the bot, we'll jump in. We'll jump in and open the trade right away. Let this be the last one because fatigue is setting in. Look here, here's the signal to go up and the future movement of the chart. I won't analyze the signal to go down. We skip currency pairs like these. This usually happens when the indicators point in different directions, or when news comes out, or even when there's no news at all. The market used to be so calm. Before all these scary events happening now, trading was truly a pleasure. I remember during live streams I would get 11 wins and losses, and there were very few traders. No one really knew about it yet. Even crypto trading wasn't really a thing back then. Look, there's a downward movement, then there will be growth, and here's the signal to go up. So I can wait for a small correction now, and only after that enter a position to go up. If there's no correction, that means going up. I won't. Let's wait for the correction. That is, if the chart drops to the place where my cursor is, I can open it up. Sometimes you have to wait like this. If this doesn't happen, just add the currency pair to your favorites, and later they return to her. It can be done this way too. We can work on the next one for now. The currency pair in the list is $. In the list, $, time frame M1. We're waiting here too. I'll add it to favorites. And this way you can switch between two currency pairs. Here, there wasn't really a correction. The chart immediately went up. Well, that happens too. Here, let's see what we have. Australian dollar, dollar. I would open an upward position. And I'm also getting a signal to go up. Alright, let's go. Here, the Australian dollar, dollar is moving without corrections. That is, the future movement of the chart immediately shows upward. See? And this signal is also for an increase, also upward. And here it's immediately going up to the upper level, the lower level. I believe the chart will move toward the upper level. Why? Because if we analyze it together, I'll do it now and show you on the broker. Then, based on all the stops from 1 to 23, you can even highlight a level at 3 different stops. And there, when we highlight it, there are other stops at this level as well, which we will also see. So it turns out that this time, after 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches, the chart is expected to break through this level. That is, if you are trading using a different strategy, not the simple one I just used with the bot, but for example, the 3 touches trading strategy, which we used to work with very closely and successfully and quite often, then you can look at how it works on the previous history of the chart. The main thing now is to find a moment when you have a level. And this level does not hold more than 3 pullbacks. For example, 1 touch, 2, 3. Here is the level. See? There are no touches here. 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3 pullback, the 4th touch. Everyone thinks there will be a pullback, but instead the chart goes for a breakout. Just like that. We accompany this trade expecting an upward movement. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Let's watch. 72%, $72. If anything, we'll take it. That was my trading session. You know the trading strategy now, you know how I minimize losses and recover them. Join our Telegram channel and get the bot for yourself. You can find its name either in the Telegram channel description or in the description of the video. It's there. I warmly invite you to join my upcoming live broadcasts where I share a wealth of highly practical tips, valuable professional experiences gathered over the years, and dedicate time to answering all of your specific questions in real time right there. We have a pretty good interaction going on. 40 seconds left. We're expecting an upward movement. That's basically it. Feel free to send me a direct message. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to work with you and answer them. Send me a direct message. I offer free consultations. I'm happy to help because when I first started trading, there were a lot of overly complicated explanations. And I just couldn't understand them at all. It was difficult, but I really wanted someone to give me some guidance. That's why I try to explain things in simple terms, so you can see what kind of nice little profit you can make. I'll post our Telegram channel. Here's a little circle. This is my last trading session, dear friends. This is my last trading session, and I'm taking a nice hefty profit. On that note, I'll wrap up. I recorded this video for you, and I'll publish and edit it in the near future. That's basically it. Good night to everyone, sweet dreams, and have a great weekend. This was Trader AB with you. See you soon. Goodbye, everyone.